When you first think about Canada, you picture opportunity, safety, and a bright future for you and your family. You worked hard. You probably saved up a lot of money and made the decision to start afresh in a new country. But now that you're here, reality may feel different. Hi there, my name is Kike.
My name is Ezekiel.
And we are the Adeleyes. Welcome to Money CPR, where we teach you practical tips and strategies on how to win with money. Today's video is targeted at newcomers to Canada who may be feeling, stuck or feeling like, why am I here in Canada? If you're watching this, you might be a married or single person who moved to Canada with dreams of a better life. But now you're starting to wonder if you actually made the right decision. We have lived in Canada for 11 years now, and sometimes we still wonder if we could, maybe move to another place for a better quality of life, particularly in retirement. So you see, you're not alone. A lot of newcomers to Canada feel the same way, and they also experience the same struggle.
So you may have set great expectations for your life in Canada. But why does life in Canada sometimes feel so different from what you expected? In this video, we will be addressing 3 main challenges that people experience and share advice from our 11 years of experience in Canada. So let's just right into it.
The main struggle people have when they arrive to Canada is the financial strain. Guys, this is real. This money matter is the real deal. So let's talk about finances in Canada. The cost of living is high. So you have rent. You pay rent monthly in Canada. Newsflash. We are originally from Nigeria. And back in Nigeria, you pay annual rent, right? But here, it's so different. You pay monthly rent, utilities, groceries, taxes. Oh my God, that taxes is on another level, right? So all these expenses really add up quickly. Maybe you came to Canada expecting to earn a good income, but then most of it, goes to your basic expenses. You try to save, but you don't even have enough to save. And come to think of it, you also have to send money back to people back home, right? Wherever you're coming from. Maybe your aged parents, you're supporting someone back at your home country, right?
That's for sure.
All these expenses add up very quickly. So here's a breakdown of the average monthly expenses if you're living in a city like Toronto, Ontario. Maybe you're a family of 4 and you're living in Ontario. So here's a breakdown. So it's over $6,000, guys. Over $6,000. That's pretty major.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for someone who is a newcomer to Canada with their family, right? That can really put a lot of financial strain on the home. And on top of that, the unexpected costs, say winter clothing, car insurance, and if you have children, you have to factor in your daycare fees.
Yeah, exactly.
Daycare is not cheap.
No, at all.
Daycare is not cheap in Canada, right? So it's very important to factor in those fees, right? And this can even make the finances feel much tighter when you move to Canada. From our own experience of living here for 11 years, one solution to the financial strain of living in Canada is budgeting and having a side income. So you need a solid financial plan. How important is a financial plan in this country?
Oh my goodness. Financial planning is something you really need it. It's solid one. It's solid budgeting. You have to budget every money that comes in your way every 2 weeks that it comes in. This is one of those things that we missed when we got here. We didn't have any form of financial literacy, so we got into the trap of debt. So we own over 6-figure debt to clear off. But by the grace of God, we've been able to clear that off for about 2 years now. We cleared it off. So it is very, very important if you are coming into Canada to know how to budget. Your budgeting has to be very solid. Budget every dollar that comes into your hands, that goes out of your hand. put your money on leash because it can fly away.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That's just it, guys. That says it all. Do not get into the debt trap. And how to avoid this is by tracking your expenses. Track what comes in, track what goes out. For side income, honestly, it depends. It depends on the skills that you have from your home country, any formal skills that you have. If it's graphic designing, if it's video editing, you can be a freelancer. You can look for,
I even have some guys that does shaving your hair, they barb your hair for you and they get paid. These guys get about $200-300 just on the weekend. This is just a side hustle. Some guys do some painting work for cash. These are the things you can look into.
That's a really good idea too. So there's really no excuse, right? You can start. You don't have to start big. Start small. Tell people, and from there, if your work is really good, they can refer you to other people. Home services, right? So that's a really great idea.
One thing that people struggle with moving into Canada is their family life. You might be spending more time at work just to cover up your expenses. By the time you are home, you are very exhausted, very tired, and without your usual support network, it can feel pretty isolating. And if you are the type that doesn't make friends easily, you feel pretty lonely. Another issue is that many people are either busy or they form busy. They just form it. So you don't want to step on people's toes. If you want to visit people at home, you have to let them know, give them a call, give them a shout out that you want to visit them. So advice for married couples, or even if you're single here in Canada, is to be intentional about the way you live your life. If you're married, plan out dates. Night out dates with your kids, with your wife. Be intentional about it, budget for it. It will definitely work out well for you. And if you're single, you also need to budget and be intentional about giving yourself a good treat. So
absolutely, I totally agree. And for us, we've been living here for 11 years. Have we balanced everything out?
No, it's not balanced yet. It's not balanced yet. You are still trying to find the happy medium, try to find the balance,
life work balance. That's one term that I'm trying to inculcate into my life now. It shouldn't be work-life balance. It should be life-work balance. So we need to be intentional. Like my husband said, intentionality is key. Can we prioritize the things that are really valuable to us over other things, right? Our family, our kids, they will not be young forever. They will not be babies forever. So we need to prioritize spending time with them. For couples, it's so important, like you said, like we need to go out more, spend quality time together, right? In this country. If you are single, please go out.
And one thing
network.
And one thing I wanted to talk about is it's about when you get too tired to do things. You come back from work, you spend about 8 hours and you do overtime, 4 hours, or you do extra 8 hours. By the time you get home, your wife is not at home. Sometimes you don't even see each other for 2-3 days. So you have to be very intentional about planning your family life. It matters a lot, guys. Another solution we can give to you guys is that if you're a Christian, you need to go to church. That's where you meet people. If you're a Muslim, you need to go to the mosque. That's where you meet people. And if you are none of both, then you need to find a support somewhere, kind of maybe people who are just coming into the community. You relate with them. This will create a kind of a soft landing for you. Right?
True. I totally agree. And there are organizations available wherever you may be. You can find organizations that actually support newcomers to Canada, so that's really, really important. That soft landing is key. For me, I have my brother here. I have a younger brother here. I have one of my elder sisters here with her family. So that helps us to also connect, and we plan outings together. We plan just family get together, and that helps us to connect with our families too. And it helps with the isolation part of living in Canada.
Meanwhile, I'm always looking forward to that. Whenever we're having a get together that with the family, that's one of my best time here. I'm always looking forward to it.
Because the loneliness can be real.
Can be very real, very real.
The third challenge of living in Canada as a newcomer, an immigrant, whatever you call it, is the job market frustration. This is real, guys.
Oh, it's real for sure. It is.
I'm telling you, many newcomers, professionals, right? They come with advanced degrees and years of experiences, right? And then they land here in Canada and they can't get a job in their industry. That can be very, very frustrating. Canada's job market can be tough for newcomers, and the process of transferring your skills and gaining recognition for your expertise can feel long and very discouraging here in Canada.
Of course,
and this can lead to underemployment.
As a matter of fact, when you get here, you're looking for a job, they will ask you, the first thing they ask you is, do you have Canadian experience? You don't, of course.
I just came to Canada.
I'm new. How would I get Canadian experience if you don't give me one?
Right?
Yeah, that's why I'm here, right? So it's really frustrating, guys.
It can be frustrating. Absolutely. And the solution we can profile from our years of experience here is that it's very important that you consider bridging programs and networking. Networking is key. Very, very, very important. Consider investing in bridging programs that can make your qualifications more relevant here. And remember, networking is super crucial. Find professional organizations that you can connect with, people in your church, people in your community that you can connect with, and don't be quiet. Sell yourself. Right? Let people know your value and what you're worth, right? So join local professional groups, attend job fairs, and don't underestimate the power of a strong LinkedIn profile. Don't sleep on LinkedIn, guys.
So after all said and done, guys, does it mean that Canada is not a land of opportunity? Not at all. That's not what we're saying here. Every big decision comes with challenges. That is one of those challenges you have to face moving into Canada. And adjusting to life in Canada is no different. So Canada is no different. If you move to any other part of the world, you might be facing some of these things we are talking about, right?
Absolutely. I totally agree. And the truth of the matter is the first few years are usually the hardest, but if you keep pushing forward, I'm sure you will break through in Canada. For me, I have worked a few menial jobs in the 11 years that I've lived here. I've worked as a dishwasher, I've worked as a cashier, I've worked as a receptionist. There's so many things that we've done just to make ends meet. Before I decided to go to nursing school and just upgrade my skills and get a degree here in Canada. Does that mean you have to work as a dishwasher? No, that's not what I'm saying. But just make sure you trust the process. Whatever God is laying on your heart to do, while you're in that process, do it diligently. Don't be idle, okay? So Canada offers immense potential. There's a lot of potential here if you're ready to, build up yourself, develop your professional career, just grow and network with people, right? So, but it takes time. It takes time. Realizing your potential takes time. It will take planning and a lot of patience. But trust God in that process.
So guys, from my own experience, it is very important to have a growth mindset and long-term planning for yourself if you are moving to Canada. Think of your move as a long-term investment. Yes, you are starting all over. Yes, I understand. You are starting all over. I started all over. But each small step, each job, each connection, each financial milestone is all building towards a brighter future for you and your family. Don't think it's a waste. It's not a waste. It's all gonna pay off someday.
If you're struggling, remember, you are not alone, okay? And there are ways for you to make your life easier here in Canada. It may take time. Patience is required and it's a virtue, but by budgeting wisely, looking for meaningful connections in your life and also staying focused on your goals, I can promise you that you will actually live the life that you envision for yourself in Canada. If you're married and you're living in Canada and you don't know how to manage your household expenses, watch this video on how to manage your household expenses for a happier marriage. If you don't have any idea about financial literacy in Canada, I'm going to leave some links in the description box on how you can know or learn about money and money management in Canada. Until the next video.
Bye.